Here we go. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Center for Spiritual Living Asheville. This is Science of Mind 101. We're kind of on pause with the curriculum. We're still on Class 3 curriculum. However, this is Class 5 for those of us who are counting actual class experiences. We always begin in treatment. And so what I know is that there is a power and a presence that is greater than any and all thing, any and all one, any how, any where, that whatever this energy is, it is all, in all, as all, is all, right here and right now. And knowing that infinite, ubiquitous nature of the divine, I know that I am an individualization of spirit in form as me right now. And so I open to that. I know that all that I am, God is. And all that God is, I am. I open to my greatness. I open to my magnificence. I open to my power. And I clearly direct spiritual law by knowing truth. This is a happy day. This is the best day ever. This class is the best class ever. And I know that everything that we need to know, we know. Everything that we need to hear, we hear. Everything that we need to get, we get. And we use these principles to create lives that are filled with health and joy, prosperity, love, and success. I know that this is easy for us, and we are filled with love. And with great gratitude, I simply release this into all that God is. With great gratitude, I fling this out into universal mind, knowing that the only thing that can happen is the manifestation of thought. And in that knowing, I release this as together we say, and so it is. Wonderful, wonderful. Hola, Anna.
Hola.
Someone left a book here last week. It was left on a table. This note was not on it. This is a note from Rick saying someone left a book here last week. Did anybody leave here last Monday night without your book?
I'm missing that book.
Well, this was last week. This wasn't before.
Well, it was, yeah.
Did you put your name in it?
Is there writing in it?
No.
No.
There's no writing in it.
I think I better
Going once, going twice, okay. Belongs to somebody. And it's been read. You know, you can see that the what did you call it, air? Dog ears? Dog ears, yeah, in it. Okay, so you had big homework last week. You went home and did treatment work for shifting hidden beliefs. And if that's not the healing arm of this teaching, I don't know what is. When we can look inside of ourselves honestly and openly and say, this is something that no longer serves me, I'm going to let it go by turning to truth. And then actually do that. If we can do that, we can heal anything. It doesn't matter what our past is, what our story is, what happened, who did what to who said what, anything like that. We can shift all of those thoughts into thoughts that take us forward in life. So what happened? I know stuff happened. You're all deer in the headlights. Did you do your treatment work this week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you feel different?
Yes.
Sandy,
My energy's back and I feel really good.
wonderful. Were you treating for that?
Yes.
Excellent. Did you have a treatment partner treating for you?
Yes.
Wonderful. Steve, was
and
that you?
too.
Yes, yes, yes. Yay, that's a demonstration. Yay. It's important to start noticing your demonstrations. Tim?
I just had a marvelous week. I had a great trip down to Atlanta and had an unexpected drop through of my oldest son. So I got to see three of my 5 kids. So it was a great trip.
Wonderful. And was someone treating for that?
Sure he was. RJ, he didn't know it, but he was.
Yay!
He
Who
was.
else?
He had a trip too.
Atlanta.
Were you?
And I was
Good, good. Who else? Hey, Troy, come on in. Treatment demonstrations from last week.
Well,
Breezy.
I got a lot more accomplished than I normally did, but I've started treating, every morning when I get up. So, but, I just, what is it called? Not as much procrastination. So I got a lot more accomplished.
Good, and you're not procrastinating on your treatment work anymore. You're getting up and doing your treatment work. Good, excellent,
Thank you.
excellent. Kate?
I asked my prayer partner to treat that I would progress in my ability to meditate, to go deeper. And this morning, I had the most amazing meditation where I thought I was only there for less than half an hour, and when I looked at the clock, an hour had gone.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful, yay, yay, what else? What else?
Me.
Anna?
I've been coming to this center for many years, and until now I feel connected with treatment. So I've been practicing, and for me it's wonderful.
Good,
I really feel it, so
good,
yeah, it's nice.
good, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Who else? Ophia?
Well, I had a rough week, but I haven't like lost a step or anything.
Good, and you found your backpack and bag.
I did.
It was just a demonstration right out of thin air.
You found it.
I did. I'm clear. Someone picked up her stuff from the foyer and moved it. I'm sure they were being helpful, but they didn't tell anybody that they moved her stuff. So the room is full, you can't see anything, and where's my stuff? We just pulled it right out of thin air.
Thanks.
Good. Who else? I have my first book at the translator. It translated through Google Translate. The editor said perfectly. The editor is a certified translator who works for the Buncombe County court system and comes to this center. So she looked at the raw data from Google Translate. We're doing a Spanish thing. So she's looking at the Google Translate and said it looks like it's perfect. And then it's just a matter of formatting and editing and making it pretty. But I think that's just a big step that happened today. So I was very happy about that. Yay, yay. I'm starting at the beginning. It's Creative Mind. The first book he wrote. The next one will be Creative Mind and Success. Yeah. And I'll probably stay with some smaller books. I'll do Wallace Wattles and Charles Haddell and do some of those smaller books for now, before we tackle the original textbook or something like that. Any other sharing? Any demonstrations? Is your life going well? RJ?
Well, I worked with Tim. I started out with, for loving relationships last week, and then I started thinking, well, I want to work with family because I knew I was going down to Atlanta to visit family. So I had quality, not quantity time with him, which is beautiful. Because of Hurricane Michael, I got down there late, and then it turns out my mother and my aunts needed to leave that next morning, so I had a short little window to have quality time. Any more would have been too much.
Yay! That's right, we had a hurricane between last week's class and today, and even though they were calling for 8.5 inches of water, which would have flooded our parking lot, we only got 2.5 inches, and all I had to do was move the meditation bench out of the water's edge and pull it back closer to the asphalt, and we did not flood. So I was going around, and we didn't lose any of our stream bank.
Yay.
Going around blessing it, and water's shooting down there, trees are flying down there, and we were unscathed. I was just delighted, just delighted. Troy?
I've had a problem, a block, I would say, that kept me from really embracing treatment, and I thought it was something special and special words and special format, and I found out that really it's a matter of soul and heart. And I've been working with Rick, and he's been treating for me, and I've been actually treating for myself for increased energy and just better health. And the last couple of weeks, gradually, the energy level has gone up, and I feel much better, much better.
Yay, yay. Jane,
I was concerned about my flow of money, which always goes on and on and on, and I'm thrilled. And, however, I walked in, I walked into Fresh Market, and I looked on there, and right in the front of me was a penny, right there on the floor. And to me, that's wonderful, because it's like a signal that the universe still has me in mind. And
Good,
so I'm
good,
happy
good.
about that.
good, demonstrating money all around you.
Thank you.
Anybody else? I want you to, Louise.
I have been having knee problems a lot before I came here. And I got treated for knee problems. I treat myself
Get treated for knee health,
Yes.
yes.
And I have to tell you that it doesn't hurt as much. It doesn't, it used to like give out. Hasn't done that since I started coming to church.
Of course not, yay. The body was meant to heal, you were born to heal, you've been healing since the day you were born. Anybody else? I want you to develop an awareness of your demonstrations, whether it's a parking space, whether it's a phone call, whether it's a healing, whether it's things just going well, energy, happiness, positive attitude, whatever it is. I want you to develop an awareness of it, because it's too easy to discount the things that are going well. It's too easy to focus on the one thing that's not exactly up to par and ignore the 99 things that are going great. So when you look at me with that blank look about what your demonstrations are, it's because you have not forged pathways in your brain to connect that thought, which tells me that you don't notice your demonstrations. You're not thinking about it. You're not looking for it. So I want you to start looking for those demonstrations and acknowledging them. Keep a little pad of paper and write them down just when things go well. If you treat in the morning, if you wake up and say, today's a happy day, that's a treatment. So much for the steps and the words. Today's a happy day. And then you have experiences of happiness. That is a demonstration of your treatment. Because people who wake up and say, today's just going to be awful, they don't have happy experiences in their life. So start writing those down. And the reason for that is so that you start, it's not even forging pathways in your brain, it's that I think they're called tendrils, actually grow together. I used to think that we had little roadways in our brain, and that when you think a thought, you make that roadway bigger and bigger and bigger, and so it's easier to think that thought. That's what habits do. But now I have learned that we actually have, here's the neurotransmitters, and there's little things floating around from them, and they will seek out the next step in the thought and grow together. And then this one will grow to another one, and this one will grow to another one until you make a pathway in your brain of that thought. And when you are not thinking thoughts of limitation and sadness and upset and all of that, it's difficult because you're still grown together. And you want to go down that path. It's so easy to do that. I've done it all my life. And we go, no, don't do that. And it's like, well, what do I do? And the actual physical thing is you don't have something to do yet. That's why we have you do spiritual practice, do affirmations, come to class, do your treatment work, so that we force your brain to grow a new pathway into the thought that you want to think. And when you do that for a while, all of a sudden thinking the new thought gets easier, so that if something happens, only good can come from this. Only good can come from this. As my dog is on a very strict diet of raw meat and bones, of organs and things like that. She doesn't get table food. She doesn't get dry dog food. She doesn't get any of that stuff. Except when she does, like if someone slips her something, she gets the runs. So she used to sleep in the house, but now she's sleeping in the basement. And when we woke up to her decorating our house, my immediate response was, only good can come from this. Only good can come from this. I'm going to put a blessing in here because I want a blessing back. That is the only thing that's going on. Now I can do that in times of loud noises and stress and things like that because I've trained myself to go there. Only good can come from this. Only good can come from this. This is a blessing. Maybe a blessing in disguise, but this is a blessing. That was also a way to say, please don't feed my dog anything. Don't give her anything, no matter how she begs and pleads. Don't give her anything. She will. So what I want you to do by saying, what are your demonstrations, I'm forcing you to think about what your demonstrations are. It's like gratitude work. You start thinking about all the things you're grateful for. Mary Love still goes through the alphabet every night before she goes to sleep. She has for years. What is she grateful for that starts with an A? What is she grateful for that starts with a B? And she goes all the way through the alphabet every night right before she goes to sleep. It's to train the brain to think the thoughts that you want to have demonstrated in your life. So I'm putting you on alert. I want you to notice things. If you need to take around a little pad of paper and a pencil, do that. Write them down. Notice them. Don't let yourself forget all the good things that are happening. Don't disempower yourself by not acknowledging the power that you're exerting in your life by claiming what you want and then having that manifest. This is what we want to do. This is how we want to think. This is who we want to be. So, got that? Yes, Elise.
Just a quick note on that is one idea that I use at work. We have a password to like lock our computers when we walk away or anything, and I made mine today is the best day ever, so that I have to type that over and over again all day, whatever I do.
Good for you.
It's like, training your brain to think that over and over again because you have to think it to get your computer open.
Right. Good for you. I know that there are at least 2 license tags driving around Asheville with different spellings of today's the best day ever, that kind of thing. So great. Anything else? Okay, Lynn.
Okay, it's not that I didn't want to share, it's just that I didn't write it down, and there's so much. So I wrote a few things down. So what I'm grateful for that has happened since the last time we were here is I was able to make a connection with a professional that I've been seeking out for quite some time. I've had 2 gigantic, and I mean gigantic, Airbnb reservations. I've got some really good help with moving. I moved from one house to a different house. And, how exciting. I signed up for Joe Dispenza's workshop. I didn't have the money to sign up for Joe Dispenza's workshop.
Good for you.
So.
Good for you. Yay. Also, Lynn is going to be filling the space for Monday night class 2 weeks from tonight. And your topic is?
The art of healing.
The art of healing. And you're going to be talking about your story.
Right.
About how you were left for dead, you were run over and in a coma, all of that stuff, and now you sit here and tell us about all of your wonderful demonstrations. What, a year later?
Less than a year.
Less than a year later. Yeah.
December will be a year.
Great. Great. So we're gonna do that in the sanctuary because it's got PowerPoint and we're gonna advertise it to the whole community. So I will be at the beach, but I will be knowing that you guys are having a fantastic time. Yeah. Do you want that recorded?
I would love it recorded.
Would you record that, Steve, 2 weeks from tonight? It'll be in the sanctuary. Good, 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 good.
So the first half is talk, and then the second half is tools.
Good. Yay. Okay, last week we went through half of our hidden beliefs and flipped them around. Did you find that helpful?
Yes, I do.
I found it very helpful.
So we are in class 5.
No, we're still on class 3. This is just the 5th time we've met. Well, I didn't want to rush.
Yeah.
And too often we go through this teaching and never do get treatment. How many years have you been coming to this center?
It's gonna be 9.
9 years, and she's just getting treatment. So I wanted to make sure that we had plenty of time to really get a good awareness of spiritual mind treatment, and I wanted to make sure we had plenty of time to go through our hidden beliefs, because I think this teaching is better than therapy, but it's likened to therapy in that we take things that are neurotic and dysfunctional and we turn them into something that's healthy. I believe that we do that much faster than lying on a couch. I think that process is just a long time process, and this can shift it much faster. So
Page
what did we
16.
get down to?
Top of page
Body
16.
and health we finished on. Yeah, I wanna see how many we have.
I think it only goes to 9.
There's only
Yeah.
5 now.
Great, so we've got 5. We only did 4 last week, so we've got 5 this week.
What page are you on?
16 in your workbook. And if anybody needs a workbook, there are workbooks on the back table. So what we wanna do is we wanna talk about beliefs that you discovered during this exercise. That kind of feels like a filler to me, but did you get anything that you discovered during this exercise that's not gonna come up in one of the other sections? Jane?
I am still spinning over my finally realized thought that when I treat, and I treat for somebody, that most of the treatment is my own, is for me.
Right,
And
the
it's
practitioner treats the practitioner.
That's right, and it's as close, the steps 1 and 2, and the only time you even mention the person that you're treating for is step 3.
Right.
When you say, I know, for whoever it is who you're treating for, and that's it, and then you go right back to yourself again, so
So do you know why that treatment of yourself demonstrates in their life?
why it does?
Mm-hmm.
Because I set it up to do that.
Because you direct spiritual law to do that, and also because you and they are the same. That there's no difference between you and the person that you're treating.
Oh, okay.
So when you're treating yourself, you're actually overlaying that knowing on the other person.
Oh.
So when you know something inside of yourself, it demonstrates in the other person's life. It's just wonderful, isn't it?
Amazing.
It is, that we can have a knowing of a healing within ourselves and someone else heals. It is what we do, and it's what makes us different than all of the other new thought type groups.
I see, okay, thanks.
Sophia?
Something I think I know why, but something I've noticed, if you could explain that the emphasis is on treating yourself and what you know and what you can do and say and believe and all that, but you are treating someone else if they request it, just
Yes,
not
yes.
if it's not requested. Okay.
Yeah,
that's
if
what
they
I
didn't
was-
request it, you
Then
don't
you
have
can't
any
treat
business, because it will affect their life.
Yeah.
And we get all holier than thou and helping and all of that stuff, and we get in people's way. Someone may have set up a situation in their life, it's taken them decades to set this up, whether it's a health crisis, or whether it's a relationship issue, or a financial thing, whatever it is, they have set that up for themselves. And if we look at them all, we know what's best for you, and say, we're gonna take that away from you, then they have to set it up all over again, and it's none of our business. We can always know certain things for people. We can always know not the details of their life, but the qualities of God as them. So if I drive past an accident, I don't know that everybody in there is fine. I know that there is only spirit, there's only life, and that they always have whatever they need to do what they choose to do. So if they choose to transition, that's their right, and they've got whatever they need to do it. If they choose to stay, that's their right, and they've got whatever they need to do that. We can always know that someone is loved. What are the verities of spirit that we use?
Peace,
Peace. What else?
power,
Slow down. Somebody other than Tim. Love.
Love, light,
Light.
Good.
healing.
beauty,
Good carries with it bad. So what would a different word for that be?
Was somebody down that way?
Who said good? Good carries with it bad. So what would another word for that be? Perfect. John doesn't like that one either, but he's not here. What else?
Joy.
Joy.
Joy. Abundance.
Wisdom.
Wisdom. Let's put light in there.
You already got
I
light.
already have light right
You
next
already
to it.
said
Oh.
light.
Oh, let's put life in there then.
some people use light use life instead of light.
But then
It's troward.
Yeah.
Is, are you good?
That's enough. So we can always know, Ophia,
I have a question about putting life up there, but not good. Wouldn't life also imply death?
no, because you're only talking about the corporal life. No, life is eternal.
Okay.
Life is an unchanging truth, that whether or not you're in a body or out of a body, there is still life. Life is eternal. Light is eternal. Whether or not we turn the physical lights off or not and pretend we're in the dark, light is still an eternal truth. Love is an eternal truth. Even if we feel unloved or hate or something like that, love is still there. Does that make sense? So you can always know that there's peace. If you see a news story and it's got crazy people in it, it's no peace. Peace is always there, even when people are acting crazy. People can't take the God quality of peace away. Peace exists, no matter what. Power exists, no matter what. The very power that holds the atoms together, but even beyond the physical universe, there is power. And so if we're feeling unempowered, then that's our shutting ourselves off from power. But I can use power to lift myself up, or I can use power to put myself down. I can open doors or slam them shut in my face. It's all the same power. It's when I start saying, oh, I know for this person that deal goes through, that this works out. That's when we get into trouble if they have not asked us. And people call the center and they want treatment for somebody. Have they asked? Well, they can't ask because they're in a coma. Then I'm not treating for them, because you don't know what that person is choosing or needing. What do you want? How can I support you? Oh, I would like some peace because I'm really upset about this. Great, I can treat that. I can always treat that you're at peace, because peace is an eternal, unchanging truth. I can always know that there's love, no matter how heartbroken someone may seem. That there's always light, that everything is already perfect. But the thing about perfect is that John says, well, you can have a perfect mess. But that's all right, it's still perfection. It's the perfect unfoldment of my consciousness with all of the perfect balance and harmony and working together of the universe. It's perfect. So I can always know that there's joy, there's abundance, maybe an abundance of disasters, but it's an abundance. See, I don't try to micromanage it if I don't have someone's permission. I'm not gonna treat that the panhandle is all put back together again. It's not my business. I'll know that there's peace. I'll know that there's more than enough for everybody who went through that hurricane. I'll know that there's power, and that is not the electric company. I'll know that there's light and love and life and wisdom, because those are eternal truths. Does that make sense?
Is health one of them too?
Is what?
Health.
Yeah, health, but you can't say that the body has to look a certain way. You know, as you go into practitioner training, the client was healed and the client transitioned. You can't say that it means that they live, that they have that the health looks like I think it should look. Jack?
So, I'm not quite clear here. So if someone is in a coma and I asked you to treat for them, you wouldn't treat for that person?
I would treat that they have whatever they need to do what they choose to do.
Okay.
When Lynn was in a coma, I would talk to her. I would go in and talk to her. And I said, if you need someone to give you permission to let go and go, it's okay to go, but if anyone can come out of here, it is you, Lynn Villa. I said that to you every day, and you held on. But I'm not going to say, I know that you're breathing on your own, and I know that all your bones are mended. That's not my business, unless they ask. Okay, so I didn't want to just say you could never treat for anybody else. You can always know these things. You can know these things for kids, for dogs, cats, birds, all of that. You can know it for our government, you know, but not that an election comes out a certain way. We know that there's wisdom guiding us. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Good, okay. So I'm going to skip this, what did I learn in this exercise thing, because I think it's just, I don't like it. And that's good enough for me. So here we go, some beliefs about love. What are your beliefs about love?
Not good enough.
Not good enough. That came from your beliefs about childhood. I remember that. Who else? Love.
Elusive.
It's elusive. Did you have your hand up, Tim?
What?
He's
How do you spell elusive?
E-L-U-S-I.
Oh, yeah.
E-L-U-S-I-V-E.
Writer in the room. One more hidden belief about love.
No perfect relationship?
Okay. No perfect relationship exists on the planet.
There you go. There you go.
Okay, so let's look at that. If we have not good enough, how do we want to think about that, to feel about that? What kind of new pathway do we want to form in our brain and our consciousness about that? And let Breezy answer it.
Just flip it to I'm good enough, or I'm worthy, or something.
Which one is it?
They're both the same, they mean the same to me.
How old is the part of you that doesn't feel good enough?
Oh,
Just,
that's
come
all
on.
of it, that's
No,
all.
Breezy.
Yeah.
How old is the part of you that doesn't feel good enough? Now,
That's just forever.
no, how old is the part
I
of you?
don't know.
Yes, you do, and you
I don't
just
have an
stalled
age.
long enough to shove it down. So give me an age.
From birth. I
Okay,
don't have an
so
age.
worthy, the reason I ask is worthy is an adult word. So we'll keep it with good. I'm good. Do you want good enough or do you want just good?
Probably enough.
I'm good enough. So what kind of a treatment are you gonna do for I'm good enough? Anybody can answer this one. What's the first step gonna be?
I know.
There's plenty of love, all of that.
What, Sandy?
I know.
I know what?
I'm good enough.
No, the first step of spiritual mind treatment, recognition.
Oh,
I
I
know that God is all there is.
I know that God is all there is. God is good. Let's have the concept of good. There is an infinite loving kindness in the universe. There is an infinite goodness in and through all things. And then you're gonna have your second step, which would be what?
I
Go ahead.
I just did the I am part, which I am good, because everything is good because we are all one, yada yada.
Okay, not yada yada, this is important. Because everything is good, then I am good. We're gonna bring it into ourselves. Because there is that infinite presence of love, I know that that is what I am. I know that I am made out of it, I'm created out of it. And then the third step is,
Oh,
what? Now, Sandy.
I am good, I know I am good enough.
I know that I am good enough, right here and right now, that everything that I do, every word that I speak, every thought that I think, every part of my life, you know, really, remember from last week, you're gonna work it a little bit. Get yourself into that feeling of it. And then what is I'm reviewing, because you guys, you get this deer in the headlight, but the step 4 is what?
Gratitude.
Gratitude. So what are you grateful for?
Being good enough.
Being good enough. I'm so grateful that I'm good enough. Yay, my life has taken a huge turn for the better. And then the 5th step, I release this goodness, I release this knowing into all good. However it is, I want you to have that concept working through the steps of treatment. So what about love is elusive, Jane? What do you want to believe?
What do I want to believe? I want to believe that there is plenty of love all around me and
Plenty.
plenty, yes.
Don't overthink all this stuff. Plenty of love.
Yeah.
So in a treatment for plenty of love, what is your first step gonna be?
There is plenty of love.
And
There's
one
a-
that loves me.
There's a God that loves me. There's an infinite amount of love in all of life. There just is an infinite amount of love. When I say in the universe, it automatically limits it to space-time continuum. So there's an infinite amount of love. And the second step would be,
Since there is an infinite amount of love, then I must be loved.
since there's an infinite amount of love, I must be loved. What were you gonna say, Jane?
That's what I said.
Great, great. You're speaking through Louise now. So you want to take that, I'm created out of love, I'm immersed in love. Love is the essence of my being. Always has been, always will be. And then you go to the third step, which is very similar to the second step if you're treating for yourself. If you're treating for someone else, you would say, I speak my word for and about Sylvia. And I know that she is a being of love, that she is surrounded by love, that people who love her are everywhere in her life, and that she is lifted by love. She feels that love. She demonstrates that love. And just work it and work it and work it until you get that yes. You got that? What's the fourth step?
I'm grateful for love.
I'm grateful for love.
I'm grateful.
Isn't it wonderful? Love is a real perk. I'm grateful for love. And the last step, I will
Fling it into me.
I fling this treatment into the love that is, into all love, and let it go. And you've had love, 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 love. What about the last one, that there is no perfect relationship? Was that you, Sandy?
Mm-hmm.
So what do you want to believe about that? Yeah, get out of the way, Steve.
I don't, I mean,
Of course you do. What do you want to believe about love and perfect relationships?
that there are some.
Okay. There are. Perfect. And now we're going to look at that. Is that enough? You know that there are perfect relationships because John and I have a perfect relationship, but does that help you?
Yeah.
Does it? Does somebody else's relationship help you?
Yes, to see someone have a good relationship, yes.
It helps you to what?
she realized that there are some good relationships.
And realizing that somewhere on the planet, a couple of people have a great relationship does what for you?
Oh, it makes me feel good.
Because?
There's hope.
No. Because what do you want? What do you want? You want to be a bystander through your life?
Oh, for me to have a good relationship.
Oh my gosh, look at how long it took to get there. You want to have, okay, now what you said was a good relationship, so we're going to go with that because
Okay.
that was unfiltered.
Okay.
I have a good relationship.
It'd be the longest word to write.
And we've got good because she's already been hanging out in bad. So we already have the good bad thing. So I'm going to let her have that over here. That she can have a good relationship. So in treating Sandy, Anna,
Yeah, I have a question. This is when we work with our hidden beliefs.
uh-huh,
So switch it, so change
switch it. Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So be
Mal,
clear and
bueno.
then, so be clear and then, so what we choose to believe. also.
Yes, be clear about what you're doing to yourself and flip it. And then treat for the flip.
Like
Treat the flip
affirmation,
into your
then-
life. Yes. So, we're treating Sandy here, and we're going to treat that she has a good relationship. Is having one the right word, or that you're in one?
That's a good word.
Okay, have is a good word. We're gonna treat Sandy that she has a good relationship, so what's the beginning of that treatment going to be?
God is in all relationships.
God is in all relationships, really. God is the relationship. You know, the balance and the harmony and the flow of all of life is all a relationship between energy and matter and life forms and all of that is all about relationships. So you could hang out in that thought for a while. Steve?
Well, if you want to get away from the word God, how would you format that?
Spirit is in all relationships.
Spirit, life, it.
Universe.
I'm a big fan of
Energy.
the word it,
Energy,
capital I.
Energy?
Sure. Love is in all relationships. The creative force of all of life is really the relationship that manifests itself as everything that appears to be in relationship. Because once you're looking at a relationship, you're talking about two things that are in relationship, whether it's people or me and that. We have a relationship because it's two. So we want to look behind that at the oneness. Step one is all about oneness. And then we're going to go to step two, which would be what?
I am in a good relationship because we are all in good relationships because we are one.
I am a part of all the relationships that are. I am in relationship with all that is. It is the essence of my being is relationship. The essence of my being is the oneness that connects everything. You know, think about it a little bit. Let your thoughts go. Get out of the box. And then the third step would be, I am in a great relationship or a good relationship. And play with it, Sandy. I'm in a fantastic relationship. I love and I am loved and it's filled with joy and passion and excitement and abundance of all kinds and I am so happy. Now you may get a dog, but you're in a good relationship. Don't micromanage it. And then you'll go to the gratitude, which is,
I'm thankful.
I'm grateful
That
for,
I'm in a good relationship.
I'm grateful for all of this love. I'm grateful that I'm in a good relationship. I'm grateful for all of the ways that things relate to each other and all are in and as the one. You know, let your vocabulary go with it a little bit. And then I release this into the oneness of all relationships, however it is you want to language it. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Great. Let me see what we're gonna focus on. What about your ability to give or to receive love? What are your beliefs about that? We're gonna combine that. You want time for sex.
That's good.
What are your hidden beliefs about your ability to give and or receive love?
It's easy to give, hard to receive.
Easy to give.
And I'd say that's universal, not just love.
Do you know why?
Well, because the concept, I think, is the.
No, giving is a power position. This is a power play.
You have control.
It's control, you're absolutely correct.
Yeah.
It's easy to, it's easy to give love, it's easy to pick up the check. It's easy to be the one that's always taking care of other people because then you are in control. It's a very manipulative stance. But when you are receiving, when you're vulnerable, when you're kind of dependent on someone else, then you're not in that position of power and it's not control. And many, many people find that very uncomfortable because they're not sure about themselves. When you're sure about yourself, it's easy to receive, it's easy to ask. How many people just won't ask for help? I call them and say, where have you been? They say, oh, I was in a car accident. I've been in the hospital. I got fired and I'm on my last legs here. Why didn't you ask for help? We have 30 practitioners here to help you. We've got all of these people here who can lift you up. Well, I didn't want to ask. That's a lack of control. And it comes from a lack of self-worth. So I would go so far as to say that that is a lack of self-worth. So if we were going to flip it, Lynn, what would we flip it to that was real? Instead of, it's easy to receive love, if we're going to really address the hidden belief, which she didn't even know was there, that it's a lack of self-worth and a control issue, then what would you flip it to? This is good therapy.
I'm a good receiver.
And how does that feel?
It feels pretty good.
Okay. Why?
Receiver wouldn't have been the word though.
No, we're not going to stay with that.
I'm a good-
Why do people want to control other people and circumstances?
To make things safe.
Right, so that's your word. I am safe. That's it. I am safe. And once you're safe, you can receive everything. People say, oh, I'm treating and not getting anything. Well, that's because you're trying to control and manipulate the outcomes of the universe to try to feel safe. You're already safe. And when you get that you're safe, you can relax and open up and accept and receive. Does everybody get that? So let's do a treatment for safety. Step 1. God is all safety. What else would be a step 1? Why is God all safety?
All is well.
God is everything.
All is well. God is everything. All is well. There's nothing outside of God to not be safe about. So in the infinite expression of the love of Spirit, I know that everything is included in that, which means everything and everyone and every experience is safe. I live in safety. Move it to yourself. And as that safety manifests as me, what? How does that feel for you?
Open to receive.
I'm a point of safety. So then you're actually bringing it into your world. I am a point of safety, of the universal safety of all that is. That is what I am. I'm created out of safety. My essence is safety. Every part of me is made out of safety. I'm an individualized expression of universal safetiness. Whatever it is, you can say, I don't want you using one line. One line is a cop-out. It doesn't get in there. And now what's your affirmation? What's your third part of that treatment for safety? Lynn?
I am. I'm wondering if there's something under safety Is there something under safe?
I think safety is pretty primal. So what would it be? I am,
We're in the third step?
yeah,
So what I know for Lynn or what I know for myself is I am safe.
I am
I
safe.
am safe because the universe is safe.
There you go. And you can elaborate on that. I've always been safe. I always will be safe. I'm held in the arms of love. I'm living in the heart of the divine. Everything in my world is for my good. You know, let yourself just elaborate on it and build it. I am safe. Safety goes out before me. I bring it with me. I leave some behind. That's how I see myself going through the world. I have this energy thing going on.
And the only good can come of this.
Only good can come of
I
this.
think is.
I am blessed. And so what's the fourth? Oh, Sylvia.
In order to feel safe, you have to be at a place to let go of fear.
No. Because then you're setting up criteria for you to feel safe. You can feel safe right now.
Can you feel safe and have fear at the same time?
Sure, sure. I'm safe, I'm okay. I'm okay, it's gonna be okay. The good can come. Otherwise, you have to be enlightened before you can have anything in your life work. That's crazy. We're all, you know, what is it? We're all walking each other home. Jane.
Could I say, I am safe no matter where I am, no matter what happens?
I would rather you not have the no matter, but I am safe everywhere I am,
Oh, I see.
in everything that happens.
Oh, okay.
Trying to get away from the no's, remember?
Okay.
So what's a fourth step for a treatment for safety?
I'm grateful for that.
For what?
For my eternal safety.
I'm grateful for being safe. I'm grateful for my eternal safety. There's no place to go. You can't get out of the love. You can't get out of the safety. It is always here. And then the last step, I release it. I let go of this. I turn this over. I fling it out into the universe. I set the law in motion. I release it.
And so it is.
And so it is.
So I have a question. If what you're feeling is that it's difficult to receive, and you're saying that feeling safe is the flip of that, would you want to include an openness to receive?
Sure, you could add the receiving in that. I wanted to make sure we got to the safety. Yes, because the safety is the undercurrent of why you find it difficult to receive. Why is it that when I ask people questions in this class, they go blank? Because there's a sense of not being safe. I can't just say it. Oh, I don't know. Yes, you do know. But to know means that you would be open and vulnerable, and you're not sure about the rest of the people in this room. You're not sure about that, so you go blank. It's a psychological defense mechanism. You can see it happening. Did you do your homework? Am I safe?
So I guess I'm trying to see the connection.
Well, yeah, but I
Because know
took it.
what it is to not be comfortable with receiving.
Right, and it's a safety issue. But if you want to add to that, I'm safe in receiving, I'm open to receive, I receive, and I'm safe. However you want to elaborate on that, go for it.
So is being unable to receive always?
It's always a safety issue because it's always a controlling issue. It's always manipulative.
I think there's
The
another
power play.
option on that.
What?
Is not feeling worthy to receive.
Well, right, and if you're not feeling worthy, then you're not safe.
I don't get that connection.
Really?
Yeah,
What happens when you're not worthy?
don't know, I don't experience that, so, but I've had clients
Mm-hmm.
who were not, they didn't feel worthy.
How many people have ever felt unworthy in their life? And was it a safe experience? No. All hell was breaking loose. Relationships were falling apart, money didn't stick around, the environment wasn't supportive, it was not a safe place to be. I think it goes back to safety. But if the person, which is not you, so I'm not gonna poke around at you because you don't have it, you're talking about somebody else. If the person has worthiness come up or worth, I would let the treatment take them wherever it wants to go, because that's their thoughts. But I knew with Lynn I could push a little bit deeper. If it had been somebody else, I probably would have stayed at the level of being able to receive. But I wanted to push it a little bit and get a little deeper, so you get into safety. But I think that a sense of self-worth is on top of a lack of safety. Jane and then RJ.
I think that what makes me uneasy about that is that the possibility that I'm wrong.
Right, and what happens when you're wrong?
I'm not safe.
There you go. RJ.
I still think there's an undercurrent of wanting to receive love in there. For instance, I could go up into a cave and barricade myself, be totally safe, but I wouldn't feel love because.
Then you would add love into that.
Yeah, I'd say love comes easily to me.
Good, and that would be yours.
Makes it less hard.
Yeah, Lynn's was safe, Kate's is safe to receive. Everybody's got their own. Okay, let's talk about Sophia.
Let's talk about Sophia.
I had a really hard time answering 6 through 8 for homework. I just couldn't pull it. I knew it was there, but I couldn't find the words. So that was really helpful that you did that for me, because I knew one of the things was control. I knew that was one of the things for me. And a lot of that also comes from certain instances where I was abandoned, by my godmother and stuff, and so I just feel like those are definitely related somehow in there. But I thank you. Thank you for.
Go with the safety. Okay, you wanna get some work done inside of yourself? Start treating that you're safe. It's a universal affirmation or treatment that we're safe. It really combats all of our instinctive brain, limbic brain, fight or flight. There's danger out there, the other shoe's gonna fall, something terrible's gonna happen, oh my God. To get that out frees up so much energy to create. It's difficult to create heaven on earth when we're afraid, when we're not safe.
Is that how we block it ourselves?
Yes, we block it ourselves. Okay, sex. Hidden beliefs about sex.
It's a good life.
It's a good life. Sophia?
So this one was easier for me to think of because I've had a lot of
Therapy.
stuff with this. Yeah, exactly. So, but one big one for me is that my partner's satisfaction is my responsibility.
So,
I don't know how you would put that.
yeah, so it would be, I'm not as important
As my part, yeah.
as my partner. Could it even be, I'm not important? Yeah, and I'm doing that just for time, otherwise I'd have to do it. I'm not important. So let's just look at I'm not important. We don't have to get too deep with this one. So what would we want to flip I'm not important to? I am important. And I'm important for what?
For myself.
I'm important for myself, I'm important for satisfying sex, I'm important what? Just go ahead and play with it in the room.
I'm deserving.
I'm deserving
And worthy.
and worthy. Can we be safe? You wanna put some safety in there?
Yeah, sure.
I'm safe,
Love.
I'm loved, I deserve to be loved, I deserve to be satisfied, I deserve to have fun, I deserve to have passion, I deserve to use my outdoor voice, I deserve to be wild and crazy, I deserve to play, I deserve to do all all of this. So let me give you my sex talk. Sex is good. You should have it. You don't have to have it with somebody else. You can have it with yourself. Sex is good. Your body was meant to orgasm. We do not practice Kundalini yoga here of simply stimulating and then raising the energy up our spine and out our head. Your body was meant to have sex. It keeps you young. It keeps you healthy. You can have toys. You can play. You can have sex outdoors. You can have sex in other places. You can be kinky. You can put on costumes. You can have sex with strangers. If you're going to do that, please have safe sex. The largest age group of sexually transmitted diseases is senior citizens and the elderly. So don't think that you are beyond that just because you are a certain age. But I strongly encourage you to have sex. It's great. And you may find that you have sex with people that you don't really have anything else in common with. That's great. That's okay. You have permission. I, Reverend Dr. Barbara Waterhouse, am giving you permission to have sex. It's healthy. It's good for you. And just because you're not in a relationship doesn't mean that you just are going to go frigid. Don't do that. Have some fun in life. Play some games. Get excited. Have some passion. Move around. Do things different. Things that you've never done before. Try it out. It's good for you. You're made to do this. Just because those of you who are not at childbearing years anymore are of that age, it doesn't mean that you are supposed to stop having sex. And you may find that if you bring that up in a relationship, that you bring up other things that may be going on at the same time. It's fascinating in my couples counseling, when I bring up sex, all of a sudden all this other stuff comes up. Well, what about that? And what about that? And what about that? Well, great, let's get it all out and look at it. But I strongly encourage you to play around, fool around, have some fun. I'm done. Let's take a break. From your experience tonight. You seem to be getting better at it. Hello.
I think we're getting down to what that root cause.
Yes.
Recognizing, like you brought up, the safety. It's amazing how much is in that.
Right. There's a lot in this.
A lot of things.
Right. So you're acting more like practitioners in that you're getting deeper into the root cause of what the condition is that the client wants to change. And that's practitioner work. You're not just a vending machine that somebody puts in a request and out pops a treatment. You're thinking about it, you're talking to each other about it, you're digging into it to see what's really going on. Ophia.
I really enjoyed one of the last things Anna said before she walked away. It was about when giving the treatment, that about how important being creative was, and that, you know, the more you say it, and that creative, you're creative when you're connected, and that just kind of hit me, and then it kind of went back to that safe feeling, and that, like, my writer's block stuff.
You're creative when you're connected.
And specifically, it kind of hit me, like, was that so I'm a rapper, a lot of you know, but, like, I've never been, I've never freestyled. I always tell people I can't freestyle. Like, I can't just rap and, like, and make up stuff on the spot. And it's that I know that I can, but I'm so afraid of my filter not being on.
Right. You're so afraid that you would not be safe.
That I would not save.
If you just let yourself out.
Yeah.
Let yourself out. Good, good, good. Who else? You're saving thousands in therapy. Mandy.
Well, I was talking with Elise about some things that I wanted to change, you know, as far as treatment, and she asked me questions, and it turned out that really what I want is to be able to forgive. So that was pretty major.
Good work, Elise. Good. Don't be surprised if what the person thinks they want is not really what they want. That's why you can spend an hour with a practitioner to be able to get to the treatment. And there are practitioners in this very center on Thursdays. I'm floored that this Thursday, there are going to be at least one practitioner sitting here all day and nobody has signed up for this. I don't understand that we have a culture of not realizing the value of coming in and sitting with a practitioner. These practitioners are making themselves available to you. They are in service to you in the community. I would recommend before you leave tonight that you sign up for a practitioner session on Thursday. It'll give you all kinds of different ways to see treatment. It'll help you understand yourself better, and it will help you give a better treatment. So we've got practitioners here on Thursday from 11 to 4. 11 to 4. Find some time, sign up, come in and have a session. How many people have had a real practitioner session with a practitioner? Is it different than a 1-minute miracle?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because you get an hour. So I'm grateful for our practitioner's sense of service, and I would like to encourage you to avail yourself of that. Take advantage of what this center has to give you and to help you with. If you're at work, come over on your lunch hour.
Is it 11 to 4?
Yes, but you need to sign up.
Yeah.
And if those hours are not on your calendar, you can call. We have a whole list of practitioners in the back of the bulletin to call and schedule something.
Yeah, and I would just recommend you come in on Thursday.
Yeah, so I started to practice.
Uh-huh.
In one side, I was practicing, and the other side, I said, I know I'm gonna have it. I know I can do this. But then I realized that I was like making things happen.
Mm-hmm.
Then I said, no, it's not this way.
So you're treating, and there's a part of you that says, no, you can't have this, but then you start demonstrating.
No, the other part said, no, I know I can have it when I want it.
Okay,
I said, yeah, any moment.
okay.
Yeah, but when cause, I do sales, so I said, I can, if I do good sales in one day, so I can have that money. But then I realized, no, that I'm making things, I cannot make things happen, because that's what I treat for.
Yes, you can.
No, you said the other day, no.
Oh, you're not making it, you're allowing it, you're accepting it.
Income can.
Yes, yes.
I'm not supposed to make things happen,
Yeah.
because I'm treating for, so I have to release it.
Yes, you have to release it, because it can come from sales or it can
Yeah.
come from some other place.
Yeah,
That's
but
what
not
happened.
push myself to get it,
Okay,
yeah.
Right.
Jane,
Well, like I can't do it this Thursday, but are they every Thursday?
yes, every Thursday.
Gee, I just come in and do it.
Yes,
Thank
yes. You're welcome, you're welcome. Ophia and then Lynn.
I have a friend coming from out of town on Thursday, and he would love this stuff. Is it
Sure,
okay to bring someone? Just so
sure. Lynn,
What about the idea of the practitioner hours? I mean, really, when someone needs it, it's not like they know a week in advance that they're gonna sign up. What about,
your
is it
drop-ins.
possible for someone to just drop in?
Sure,
Yes, they do all the time.
sure. It's better structurally
Yeah.
if you sign up for an appointment. But if you need a practitioner, come on over.
Is it just on Thursdays you can do that?
No, you can come over anytime. We always like to have a practitioner on staff, so that if you come in the door and you have an issue, there's someone there who can help you, especially if John or I are not here.
Uh-huh.
But while you've got practitioners waiting and an empty sheet, again, I think it'd be a really good idea to fill up that sheet. You gonna fill it up crazy? You just start it?
Well, not the whole thing, no.
Watch out, Breezy's getting all the prime spots. RJ,
Is there a love offering associated with the 1 hour stuff?
you can give a love offering, yes.
Because I know when I've done it before, when I was in Dallas, you schedule 1 hour, it's not uncommon for them to have a price that's kind of accepted as the price for it.
No, we don't have prices here. Our practitioners have looked at that for
Okay.
20 some odd years. They don't set prices. Sometimes they set a sliding scale, but the Thursday is in service to the community and giving and receiving. It's appropriate to give something back, but there's not a fee for seeing a practitioner. What we've done over the years is we've established a great 1-minute miracle after the celebrations. And we have lost the idea of spending an hour with a practitioner. So we're trying to retrain the community to spend time with a practitioner and really get down into some of those hidden beliefs and some of those patterns and have someone else listen to us talk so we can see things that are going on, and then having an unrushed treatment. So that's what we're doing, and we've been working on this for about 6 months, trying to bring back the idea of a real practitioner session with practitioners. And the way that we've started that is to have practitioners on staff on Thursdays from 11 to 4.
And actually, where do you come? In here?
Upstairs.
Upstairs.
We have 2 practitioner offices. They're private, they're cushy, they're nice. Okay, so here's your homework. You're doing the homework for class 4 because we spent a lot of time on treatment and hidden beliefs. We actually spent 3 weeks on class 3, so we're 2 weeks behind, but we're in our perfect and right place. We're not behind at all. You're gonna read chapter 6 and do the study guide in the workbook for class 4, pages 11 to 14. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Any other questions or comments before we close? Take out what you're gonna give. I got a voicemail from someone who said they took Science of Mind classes years ago when they were hundreds of dollars to get in the door. They stayed for 3 weeks and they left. She said 20 minutes into the first class of this class, she was in tears for all of the information and good she was getting. I got that Saturday on the center's phone. There are people that this class is touching all around the country and all over the world, and they are classmates of yours. So to all of you watching Science Mind 101 out in the world, whenever it is, I know that you're a part of this class and that you're getting a lot out of it, and my heart is filled with that. If you too would like to be a part of this giving process, supporting this ministry in its worldwide transformation endeavor, then click your donate button on the YouTube page and it'll take you to the PayPal page, and you can be a part of this. And whatever you give, I'm grateful. And so as we hold this gift, what I know is that Spirit is all, in all, as all, is all. It is infinite in its scope. It is always present, everywhere present, in its totality at every point. I know that it is form, but it is not limited by form. It contains all form. And I know that whatever it is, it being all, it is what I am. And so I speak my word now as the word of God. I speak my word knowing the truth of everyone within the sound of my voice. And as that voice of the divine, I cast a blessing on everyone in this room and everyone who listens or watches. I know that we are spiritual beings alive and well on planet Earth. I know that we are prosperous. I know that we are healthy. I know that we are loved and laughing and joy-filled. And I know that we are wildly successful. We are creative, magnificent beings, and all is well in our world. We thrive in this life. We live the good life. We live the rich life. And I know that as we give this gift, each one of us comes together to make this Center for Spiritual Living all that it ever was meant to be. It is a place of peace, a beacon of light, a tower of strength, and a fountain of wisdom that touches the lives of all who call it home. And with great gratitude and thanksgiving for all of the good that Science of Mind, Ernest Holmes, Center for Spiritual Living Asheville, and each of us does in the world, I release this treatment into the mind of God, the body of God, and the heart of God, knowing it's all God. As together we say, and so it is. Everything in these baskets is blessed because it's God giving God to God. What could be more of a blessing than that? I know that as we give, that energy that we are flows through us. And I see it as golden light filling up this room from the floor to the ceiling and all between the walls. This air is rich and blessed with God as us. And as Spirit moves in our lives, each one of us is touched. Each one of us is blessed. And each one of us is healed. That energy goes on out to surround this world, to touch, to bless, and to heal every being on this planet, to awaken us so that we remember who we are and who we have come here to be. Always here, always now, blessing every one of us here tonight, everyone who has ever been here, and everyone yet to come. And so it is. I love you guys. Come on Sunday, I'm going to be great.